Sure.
Epic adventures.
Epic adventures with whatever you guys are gonna call yourself after a while. If you're gonna keep the characters, that is.
Yes, Dungeons and Dragons.
It's our third session though, at least, or second if you want to say we had a 0.
Why can't I hear Discord twice?
If you have my stream up, exit it, or have the chat up or something. I don't know. I started my stream on my PC just because then I can stream the link to your Twitch, Sylvixi. Because I can just type in the name and then they will see I'm live and just like see the better quality of everything here. Because, yeah, since I can't access the anything. Because I can't log in on my PC for some reason.
Okay, wait, say that again. My girlfriend, she came and took control of my headset, I guess, or something. Yes. Can you say it again?
If you have my stream up and you have sound on, exit that. Because I'm just streaming so I can display the link to you, Sylvixi, so that they will be sent from me to you. If you got that.
I'm trying to process it in my head. Because det styrte. Stian? Ja. Fikk du med det, eller er det bare jeg som var veldig dum nå? Jeg hørte ikke etter hva jeg så på streamen vår. Hva sa du for noe? Sorry for at jeg ikke følte med. Hva sa du for noe?
No, I'm streaming, but I'm gonna type in the link to Sylvixi's stream, like, and put it in the middle of everything on mine, so that when people tune in to me, they can see the link and go to you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So it's kind of here you see what it would be if I didn't have help, and this is what it looks like when it's professional.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Just gonna type in my intro real fast. I can type in your chat. My stream is...
Yes, please. Also, you can type in my name, I guess, because...
Yes,
since
that's what I'm gonna do.
DM plus, yeah.
I'm putting in the chat text there.
Thank you.
You can see it. And I will get your name up right now. There we go.
I usually try to put in your characters' names, if that is anything interesting for you. You can choose whatever you put in.
I will open the screen soon and you guys can see the whole Dungeons and Dragons Epic Adventure with. Is Dungeons and Dragons actually a thing? No, so it will be social.
It is a thing, I think. I usually type in Dungeons and Dragons, except my phone.
D&D comes up.
Well, that works.
Dungeon, yeah, D&D is what I get up, okay.
Yeah, that's the same.
So I'll try to get my stream up now.
There you go.
So, because I can hear everything twice.
It's weird.
Yes. Gain, is it? No, it's not gain, so I don't know. To see the real deal. Okay, so now I've got the stream up.
There you go.
You guys can check it out if you want to. It's Sylvix on Twitch. Check if it's okay and what I can do to make it easier or cooler. See?
Or better in general.
I have to fix the sound though, because I can't hear.
My PC does not want to cooperate. Come on.
Ads. So many ads. So many ads.
Ding Dong is impressed by you,
Works,
Sylvixi.
yes. This works and the sound is okay?
I'm not there yet. Bruz.
I think you need to turn up the Sylvix, så har du spilt Dark Souls i timer. Hæ? Timer? Hva mener du? Time? Hæ? Mener du ikke hørt?
6 timer. 6 hours.
Oh.
He's speaking Norwegian.
Vi spilte Dark Souls veldig lenge. Men jeg har ganske mange timer i spillet. Det er veldig bra spill. Jeg elsker Dark Souls. Det er gøy. Stian har ikke vært med den siste, så har jeg ikke spilt det. Bare siden jeg ser. What?
Offended.
Jeg ventet på deg. Nei. Ikke vidt. Ok, så jeg skal sette på noe sånn her eventyrmusikk. Skal vi se. Copyright, of course. Nei, jeg bryr meg ikke om sånt. Fantasy music. Det er ikke så farlig her, vet du, for det er ikke Rachel går utover av meg.
If I'm gonna save the stream, then yeah, it's me. The problem is however I'm gonna do that. There is a lot of cool non-copyrighted stuff. It's just easier to find the copyrighted ones.
Yes.
I'm not sure if somehow you can send me the recordings. I don't even know how.
Vent. Har du ikke aktivert Windows? Nei, jeg har ikke fått gjort det. Bruh.
This is not... What is this person?
Can you see this yellow bar on the stream? Yes. Around... What? What is that even from? Streamlabs.
What?
No, it's actually from...
This. So confused.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's from... Okay, like that, I think. That's better. Oh, that's why I heard myself, because I had sound on your stream. Holy shit, I'm stupid. Wait, yeah, because it was on. Yeah, it was. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna get something to drink. Okay. I'm just trying to fix my head around things since I had to do this now. Is it okay now? Like, do you think this is okay? Or should I do something else? Holy shit, the webcam now.
I'm watching ads. I see nothing.
Oh well.
I found you. That's how far my PC have gotten. And the ad is lagging, so this is fun.
Oh,
It's gonna take...
god damn.
Yeah, my PC is bad. And the phone that works I'm using to Discord, so well I can't really... Oh, come on. 6 seconds. Should not take 15. Or a minute. It's still on 6.
By the way, is the fan loud? Should I...
I thought
can't hear it.
I thought that was my computer. Wait, hold on. No, I'm hearing mine. I can't hear yours. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't hear the fan at all?
I hear mine. I don't...
Ah, okay. Well, let's hope it isn't on stream either, though. It's so hot.
It's
some cold air.
my computer is
28
still on...
degrees. I'm melting.
My computer is still on 6 seconds of ads left.
How long is the ad?
I don't know, 12 seconds. No, I don't. Oh, my computer's too fancy. Stop. Oh, no.
2
No.
seconds. I'm just gonna...
Oh, it's down to 5. It's down to
It's
4.
down 5.
It's 4, 3. Amazing. I can see myself. Okay. There. Yes. That's good. I can't hear you anymore, though.
Well, he
Okay.
just went...
I just see a lot of the delay. It's lagging and delay. That's all I can see. Ah, this is pain.
This is kind of a bad start. I'm sorry for this.
Me being on like the PC while it's a lot of thunder and lightning outside.
Maybe you should turn the computer off then, yeah.
Which the one I'm watching the stream with?
No.
The other one?
The
other one is off.
About, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that from now on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm all aware. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So what's up?
I gotten the streams up, at least. So now I can watch both of ours, but mine is loading and yours is like, oh no, I'm like, stop, PC. I have a friend of mine is really good with PCs, so he made my computer like really fancy. It's really practical when it works as it should, and not as much when it's lagging. Because when I'm just watching the normal screen, I don't have the bar on the bottom, but if I take my mouse down all the way, then it shows up. And if I go all the way to the top, I can get like another bar. But I forget that exists because I haven't used this computer in a couple of years. And so I'm trying to switch in between like the pages. No, I can't even remember the word anymore. The pages on the PC, like in between our streams, and I'm using Chrome.
Your stream and I am.
Oh my gosh.
I only see one picture and it's really eerie. Like,
What?
The camera's so dark on your stream.
Oh yeah.
Looks like a horror movie.
Yeah. I can't. Why can't I drag this?
Wait, what's the horror movie? Me?
There you go.
Oh.
If you look at my stream, that's chaos.
Oh. Looks like a horror movie.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
That's the difference between the camera quality from phone to computer.
Oh, shit.
Amazing. The difference is my sound is probably much better on the PC because I have my actual normal mic that I usually use.
Yeah, but it's fine actually on the phone. Sound isn't bad.
Okay, that's good. I have the 8, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, I don't need to watch my stream, I need to watch my comments. If my computer would be so nice to show me that, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually don't need it there. I actually don't need to watch my stream at all. I just need yours. Because I can see the chat there. Hee hee.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Why can't I move this? It's probably.
I'm gonna switch my picture. Oh boy. Picture.
This. Okay.
Oh, you little. Time for something different. That's actually not okay.
What is that? I can't see. I'm too far away.
It's I don't know. So, imagine Pikachu having a bad day with.
Oh, that's.
I will send it on on Messenger. You can look at it.
Yes, please, because I think I can access that from this phone.
Oh god. Just
Okay,
take
okay.
a little look around this.
Okay, please show up on this phone too. Okay, I can go on my computer to look, because nothing works. Why doesn't you have internet?
Sorry, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, buddy. Oh no.
Facebook.
I'm trying to karate chop the fly. It's not working. Karate.
You need like the chopsticks. That's what you need.
Stream. Maybe it's something.
This is chaos. My 5S doesn't want to go on internet anymore. Okay, I'll turn your thing to mute if you're useless. This is just 100% chaos.
I love this artist. He's so good at drawing and making some really funny stuff. Wait, it's the same guy who made the Link one, right? The Link one, yeah. Of course. Holy shit.
you
Sorry,
go.
buddy.
Stop. Stop it. Okay. I clicked, nothing happens.
Peanut butter, time, peanut butter, time.
Okay, I can
Having so much fun.
check. Okay, my computer's loading with the picture. I can check the picture afterwards. It's fine.
Wait. Okay. So if you need to watch this one, wait. We need to get started. You need to get.
Yeah,
Of course.
I can't even see the clock. We have like 1.5 hours left. Is that it? No. Yeah.
Well, I can play until 1 at night, so let's go.
What did
But you
that?
shouldn't. Well, that's true. That's yeah.
Okay, I'll just close Facebook. Go away. Don't want you.
+2
Now I can
is
see it.
that-
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's horrifying.
Yes. Actually horrifying. Oh wait, what the hell did you send me now?
To unplug that.
Almost. Don't
Oh.
watch it on stream. Don't. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh no.
Well, that's true.
Okay. I can, just for fun, see if I can post my link in your chat as well. Just to have it.
Fire's gonna die.
So, well, we already know, like, what happened before this. With the chaos from today. I can't type because I can't log in. Stupid. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Well, this is 100% chaos. Let's see how the session goes. This will be interesting. We're all set up for madness and just failure, so yeah. This will be fun.
That's true. You sure know how to inspire confidence?
Well, it's on me though. 100% on me, because it's my stuff that doesn't work. So yeah. I don't know what I can do but this, so let's do this, I guess.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, so let's start this. So welcome everyone to the second session, we would say, our third session but second episode, because we had a session 0 of our little campaign. So you guys can, since I'm not the one hosting this for now, and since this is on Sylvixi, you can all introduce yourselves again, just quickly, so everyone can get a recap of who you are, and then we can go over what's happening afterwards.
Bruz. I'm an half-elf fighter. I was in the military. No, I'm not. That's my story. Okay, yes. Yeah, it just ended it a little fast, so I was waiting for something epic. No.
The epic is about to come, just you wait.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true, though.
Here we go.
Okay. I can. I'm in this adventure. I am Sylvixi, half-elf druid. I am on a mission for revenge, the usual. So I've been joining this mission in hope of finding the one I want to take out because he burned down my village. And yeah, I'm out there trying to get revenge and to get some money. That's my objective, I think. Yes.
For now, at least.
For now.
Huron?
Well, I am Huron, and I set up, and I went out on a great adventure. I met these two people that I assume is a couple, and well, now we're traveling along, and it's been quite interesting so far. I am a genasi. You might not have met one before, but let's say that Jinn and human made out, and I came along after a while.
Yes. Yes. Nice.
So just ignoring Raya, who is your guide, if you can call it that, who made you join on the adventure. I've got ads again. It's 12 seconds. It's gonna take forever.
Oh, this goddamn man, so worst enemy
Oh yeah.
in D&D.
Oh, it's. Okay, I'm not gonna say what I'm supposed to say. No, I'm just gonna cover the screen. So anyone want to say what happened thus far? So Lixie said last time if there's anyone who wants to say anything before he gets a chance. Now is your chance.
Just quiet.
No one?
I'm trying to remember, so the others have a little time.
Okay, if anyone has anything.
We were in a wagon.
Well, we were set up on a puzzle, and I did a masterful job of directing the young ones, so they could finish the task as quickly as possible. I was quite proud afterwards.
Yes.
You remember what the puzzles were?
I remember something. I'm a bit tired at the moment. There's something about the graveyard, and I do remember some guards sleeping, and we could just pick some bones in the cage.
Wasn't that last? Yeah, that was from the first, I think.
And last time, someone bought a cheap wagon, and we crashed.
Yes, quite correct. Exactly.
They crashed into nothing.
And I failed. I remember you fell off the wagon. You tried to help the guy outside of the wagon, and I tried to help you back in. And you fucking almost heavily fell on me with your armor, and I got squashed. We got everyone inside the wagon some way. Then when we got in, I think we crashed or something. Something happened.
The wheels kind of fell off and it crashed on itself. It didn't crash into anything, but itself just collapsed and suddenly stopped.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everyone fell off and you flew through the window and
Oh yeah.
I fell into, no, it wasn't Bruz, it was, what's the name again? Oh my god, the old one. My name is Huron. I fell on Huron and he helped me. I think he lost a little HP from that too, actually.
I think you lost like 1 point of HP.
Yeah.
Because I made you roll like a... No, I made you flip a coin, I think.
You came so hard upon me, but I'm not mad. I cannot be together with a young.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Well, yeah.
So yeah,
When
I can quickly do a little recap. From the first one, you first had a little thing where Raya, your guide, distracted a guard while you checked out the cages. You found the stone. After a while, after going through some rotten bones. Second task was in a graveyard where you had to dig up a grave. But you asked a rat for where the most newly one who was digged down was. And the rat guided you to the exact person, but unfortunately that was not the one Raya wanted you to find. So you dug up a dead body, let the rat feast, and after a little while you found the actual spot with a little box where I think Bruz managed to break it open, I think?
Nice.
And you found the other piece of rock. Then afterwards you went back to the tavern, but you found Raya was set upon by a couple of bandits, which you quickly took care of. Took like no seconds whatsoever. And then Raya called a wagon that looked pretty pristine and nice when you first began. but suddenly after a little while it became decrepit just over time and suddenly collapsed. Bruce went out to check on Raya because the wagon was speeding and she didn't have control, and they managed to get back in again. Like you guys said, Bruce managed to get in, but not without landing on top of Sylvixi, and Raya almost fell off and just hanging on the door before Bruce managed to pick her in. And then, like you guys said, it suddenly stopped, and yeah. Then you went on foot afterwards for a little while. It was Huron and Sylvixi holding hands in the dark until we found a camp. And while you guys played a game, told a little bit about yourselves, talked a little bit before everyone went to sleep. And I don't remember who woke up, but someone noticed there was something on the way, and you saw it was a spider, humongous spider, which hadn't seen you yet, but was would be able to see you within seconds if you didn't do anything. So everyone was woken up. Everyone aced their stealth check except Raya, who was set on fire, almost screaming, running around in circles before Sylvixi managed to drag her down and make her be quiet.
I do something bad as well.
Yeah, I think.
Skill check, I think.
Yeah, I know I made you trip at least once because old times.
Yes, of course.
You were not set on fire as bad as Raya was, but still some bad skill checks there. But I think someone also might have saved you from being an idiot. So after a while, you went back on the road, and the last thing that happened was that you met a female coming out of the woods. She was surprised to see you, but also glad. And she said that there was a town just a couple of hours of a walk in a certain direction, and you guys decided to follow her. Do you remember her name?
No.
It's curious to see if anyone remembers. If it's just in my notes.
I'm gonna call you Alice. I met a young lady named that once, and she was quite kind.
Too bad that wasn't her name, but... No, her name was Kiri. At least that's what my notes say.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Kiri?
Kiri. Kiri. Just easy.
Kiri.
Yeah.
Alright.
There are still 5 seconds of the ads, but let's begin. Oh my god.
Holy shit, this ads.
It's just the same ad, but yeah. So yes. So you guys started to follow her. And walking through the woods. She saw the pamphlet that Raya got. Because the mission is to go to a town, help them with the problem, and get riches beyond your wildest dreams. Raya's in for the adventure, so she says she doesn't want any money. She just wants the experience and want a story to tell, because that will provide her enough money for the rest of her life, she bets. But she needed help. And that's why you were there.
Right.
So it's daytime. Since you were able to sleep, you got a long rest, you recovered all your HP, all your spells, everything like that. And now you're just walking through the thick woods.
How lovely. That's really nice. Yes.
A lovely walk.
Yes.
So you guys just looking around, just watching, listening,
Watching
or...
out for the spider. I hate spiders.
Well, since it's the woods, I found some mushrooms and I took them with me. Yes. Because I like mushrooms. So I guess.
Yeah, you do.
So I did something. Yeah.
mushrooms and milk.
Yes.
Can't remember the milk tab that you almost went out of.
Yeah, what was that again?
You ordered...
No.
You got like a table of milk where you and Bruz sat and drinking.
That was Huron and
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, you joined. You were. I got you. That's right.
Why? I forgot about that.
Yeah, you guys.
That's why. That's why you.
Not this.
Did you see when I changed our group name to, in chat on Facebook?
Snake, spider, and milk. Yes.
Snake?
Milk, spider, and dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, dragon.
Because I didn't find any dungeons, so I'm like, okay, there's spider stairs, there's a lot of milk, let's get. Sure, why not? So, yes. So you see, Kiri is looking back at you. You can see like she's walking as if someone is watching her, as if there is danger like everywhere, beyond, just behind every tree, everything. She's not walking too far from the road, but she's not walking on the road. You're kind of in the woods. She's looking around.
Is there something following us? Question mark.
I'm whispering to Bruz, like, why does she look so worried? Should we be worried too?
Well, then I whisper back. I don't know, maybe I should ask her.
Are
See
we
if
being
she
sure?
is the- Yeah, maybe. I can try.
You can try what?
Ask her, as I said.
Oh, okay. Well, you can do that.
This is gonna end badly, isn't it?
It's like every PC ever.
So I walk up to Kiri and ask, is everything alright?
She turns over to you and kind of just like shows the sign of like lower your voice, and replies, well as it can be, I guess. It's just well, you've probably seen the spiders, right? Or
Oh, yes.
yeah, okay, good. You know what you're up against then.
So, are
There's
you noticing something following us?
well, spiders, they can be silent as well, it's not necessarily you'll be able to see when the spiders come. So you always need to be vigilant. And also, I'm actually out hunting right now for food for the village, so it's always good to be stealthy to be able to see if you can find any prey.
Step back to Sylvixi and whispers, I think someone is following us, or something is following us. We should be careful.
Can I ask something out of the game? Like, does any of us have any better hearing? Like, does elves have better ears or something? No.
No, it's the same for everyone.
It's the same, okay.
Yeah.
I
It's-
tell Bruz that I'm gonna watch out from the right side to see, keep my eyes there. If he can keep his eyes somewhere else.
You can do a perception check if you want to like scout out your
Watch out,
surroundings.
Six. I tell.
I have to find the dice. Let's see, dice. How did I do this again? This one? Yes. It's D20, right?
Yeah.
I can try to get it on stream, actually. Just have to make it interesting. Let's see. I can get it there, I guess. Oh, that's gonna be like that. Okay. Okay, I got 17.
I rolled for
That's
Raya.
a big dice.
You like my die? You like my D20?
Yeah, that's a huge
It's
D20.
bigger than my head.
I like it. Yeah, that's pretty big.
I rolled for Raya on this one. I'll tell you afterwards what the
You got a 4.
Wait.
I'm just gonna.
Kidding.
Oh, I actually got a 4. That's why I'm like, what?
On the stream.
Oh, okay. I did it over there. How did you see it there?
Yeah, we kind of saw it like a little
Yeah,
bit.
Ah,
we can see
okay.
on stream.
I need to use my other die then. Wait, there's one.
I got 17 plus 4, so 21.
Yeah.
21.
21.
21. Wait.
Anyone else want to roll on check?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Raya says nothing. She's too busy with Kiri. She's walking beside Kiri speaking with her.
Dude, I got a 17. That's
Plus,
Oh, actually, I have a
Is it
plus.
again insight? No, what is it?
Perception.
Perception.
Insight on the
Okay,
nature.
so 18 then.
okay,
Nice.
that's kind of good. That's
Not bad, not bad.
Huron, you want to roll a die to see?
I'm gonna let the young ones figure this out. I'm sure they will ask for help if something goes wrong.
Of course we will, old man. Of course we will.
yes. I'll tell you loud and
Okay. So Sylvixi and Bruz, you're looking around, and you can't really hear much of anything. I'll actually roll for our other female there as well. Okay. You hear just the wind blowing the leaves in the trees, and nothing happening right now, at least. For a little while there. So you continue walking, you sense no danger, you've been walking for about an hour, and then both of you plus, Kiri stops, and you can hear like a branch snap a couple of meters to your left.
Oh boy.
And you can see Kiri's kind of ducking down and looking, reaching out to her bow and arrow, and kind of knocking the arrow, prepping to go in that direction. She kind of looks back at you guys and just lets show like the shh, and kind of waves so that you should follow her.
I take hold of Huron. He doesn't seem to notice that much, and I try to get him down, and we walk slowly.
I just follow sneaky beaky like.
So you walk about, like, behind some trees. You can see a little lake, little water in the middle of the woods, and there's this deer that's drinking. It's a little family of 2 parents and 2 kids, and you see that Raya is raising the bow and aiming for one of them. No, not Raya. I mean Kiri is raising the bow.
I take a hold of her hand and I say, "What are you doing?" Slowly and whispers.
She goes, I'm out hunting. I told you this. The village needs food.
But these are people.
They're deers.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
There's a little
Okay.
family of deers.
Then that is different. Like,
Did I not say deers?
In the
like
game.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry, but no, she's not out to murder people. She's just...
Yeah, I was kind of worried there for a second. Like, is this some kind of you eat what you find? Like,
no.
okay, then I say, okay. If it's food, then
You're rude, you should actually react like that. Just
oh yeah, I
friend.
should actually. Yeah. Okay, now you remind me of food. Okay, so I'm saying like, is it really necessary? Do you really need this food that much?
We have a lot of people. I'm just gonna take out the father so that the mother can keep the kids, but we have so many mouths to feed and not much choice. Where else do you expect we can get food from? The lands can't provide forever, even though we have a couple of vegetables and whatnot, but we need meat.
Well, I found some mushroom.
That's great, but
Oh,
still, it can't feed a whole village.
okay, so I'm going away irritated, but I understand why, so I'm just walking away like, yeah. Just to let her,
Sneaky beaky bike. Like, I mean.
yeah, just, you can see I'm irritated, but I'm walking away and kind of accepting it.
You know, you could just show her the vegetable version.
Show what? Like,
Well, why are you upset? Is it because it's meat, or is it because it's too much fat, or?
While you're talking, Kiri lets the arrow go, and she hits the mother in the neck. She is afraid of you guys making too much sound.
yeah. My character feels like a pinch in her back, like, yeah, she felt that, like, but I'm just turning away, like, yeah.
Yeah, you see the reindeer goes. He goes down. He stumbles a little bit. The mother and the kids panic, and they run off. The dad stumble a little bit, and then he kind of falls. He's just laying there breathing, but can't really get up again. And he's kind of yelling out in pain. Kiri stands up and goes over to it.
Well, if every animal except the one we hit is left, I think I'm going down to put it out of its misery, I think. Fast. Yes.
So what are you doing? Kiri is just pulling out the arrow she just shot it with.
I'm putting it out of its misery.
How?
With a knife in its neck.
I'm just continue.
You hear Bruce in the back of your head. Little morbid.
Okay. I don't think I'm that strong. It's a deer, man. It's a big animal. Or
You know that's what they do sometimes when you...
I don't know that, no. I didn't know.
Okay. You do you, man.
Sometimes it has to be done. Says me and the other cat owner in the chat here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, Kiri looks over to you and kind of smiles and just says, "Thank you. I know this must be hard for you, but it has to be done. I don't like this either, but this is just what it has come to, with the threat that we're up against." And she starts kind of like binding the feet of the deer and just kind of prepping it so that she can have it over her back and carry it. She kind of bandages the throat a little bit so she doesn't get like a stream of blood pulling down from it. And getting ready to go. And she looks over to...
Starts looking worried because of the scream of the deer. Because of the spiders. He's looking worried.
Yeah. Kiri is also looking over to you and says, "Okay, we need to hurry now because, well, it's a lot of smell of blood and it did scream quite loud, so we should get going." And she starts walking off. You guys follow?
I'm following slowly.
Yes. So after you walked for a little bit longer, let's see. Huron, you haven't rolled a die yet.
Oh, but it's so dark outside. I'm waiting for the day.
It is daytime. It's actually middle of the day and it's turning nighttime soon.
Oh, I see.
Can you roll me a d20? Just for fun.
And that's straight 8.
Straight 8. So after you walk a little bit longer, you see that Kiri is kind of getting tired of carrying the huge male deer all by herself. But she's managing. This is her mission. This is what she set out to do. So she's doing her job as best as she can. And she kind of, after a little while, she kind of sits down and just says, "Okay, Is it okay if we take a 10-minute break? It's heavy to carry for this long.
You know, my dear, you seem to be a bit over your head. Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
Of course, this will provide so much food. It's great. It's just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think you're suited to find the food.
She looks really offended with that. She also looks really sad. Like, you just called her a useless piece of being, is basically what you kind of slapped in her face there.
I'm sure there is plenty of things that your family or friends want you to do that you're more suited to do.
And she kind of looks, she looks down.
Little punch in his bro. I punch his arm a little. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I'm the only one being honest. Someone killer.
Kira's kind of looking, Kira's looking away, and she just can't meet your gaze.
Get yourself killed. What if we weren't there?
Well, that's true. Bruz walks over and takes the deer on his shoulders. I can take this for you. Old man, don't say anything. You're just gonna offend me a bit more.
Just proving my point by helping her.
Well, yes.
She looks over to you, Bruz, and you can see she has tears in her eyes. And she smiles upon you and says, "Thank you." And looks back to Huron and says, the only thing we can do is to provide or fight the spiders. I can't fight them. I can only provide, and I have been doing fishing for so long, I just had to do some hunting, and I saw this, and of course I would have been able to come back if not. Well, at least I'm not another mouth to feed. At least they don't have more people. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my kid. I can do this. You see kind of she's panicking. Hmm?
You have to make yourself believe, or you have to be smart enough to bring someone along.
Alone is dangerous.
Together is also dangerous.
I'm just trying to prevent you from getting killed.
We're here now, so let's help her. Let's get this deer back to the camp.
Well, she's gonna show us the way, so why not help? It's the least we can do.
This works.
Thank you. She kind of gets off. She brushes off, like dries off her tears, just like the type of expression like, I can't believe I just cried in front of these strangers. You see she's at the brink of collapse just from stress and everything that's happening in her life. And she just, okay, let's keep on going. Just follow me.
I take a hold of her, take a hold on her shoulder and say it's gonna be alright. Gonna make this. It's gonna be fine. You've done nicely.
Thank you.
Just for fun. Can I roll a d20 to see if I trip and fall with a deer?
Sure. Why not? Please do.
And you're gonna be honest with that dice roll, man.
Oh no!
Well, he asked for it, so
You got a 6.
6.
Yeah, you fall.
What is gonna do? I'm not a hero anymore.
Well, 6 is pretty bad. I'd say you'd that you underestimated the deer a little bit. It's a little bit heavier than you think it was gonna be, and you can feel the sleeping on hard floors. Not even floor. The wooden like branches and whatnot. You were sleeping on the night. You have been walking for a couple of hours. You've been panicked about everything that's happening around you. And you don't see the little stick that's sticking out from the bush over there, and you don't like, you just fall and still have like the deer on your back, so you don't like throw the deer like a couple of meters away. You keep holding, you hold on it. You manage to catch yourself with like one hand, but it's kind of it's like 10 centimeters away from a faceplant.
Yeah, I walk over and I help him up, giving him and saying, yeah, nice job, tough guy.
Thank you.
Well, shit.
You see, Raya is trying to hold in the laugh so hard. Kiri's just looking over at you, like still thankful, and just saying like, yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. It's pretty heavy.
This is what makes the game fun.
Definitely.
I just shake my head and like, I shouldn't. Please don't do it again. Myself. So,
Just look down at yourself. So you walk for about a half an hour more. Then you can Kiri again kind of stops and just like holds on an arm, like, okay, stop, guys. And she looks over to one side. Everyone can roll a perception check.
okay.
I just did it for her. She didn't.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay. I got a 13.
Oh, I got a 3. Oh, shit.
Sylvix is too upset with the dead deer that's being carried. Huron?
That's fine.
I got to 23.
23. Goodness. Okay, so Huron, you can actually see kind of a silhouette of a person not too far away from you. Sylvixi, you see the blood dripping from the deer. Bruce, you can hear something, but you're not quite sure what's happening. And Raya is also like looking a little bit around. She seems to have picked up where whatever this is coming from, but Huron, you're the only one who actually sees what's up.
What do you see, Huron? What do you see?
Well, you know, I see us adventuring around, but I suppose you're asking about, is it a person? It's something over there at least.
I can hear something, but I can't see it clear enough.
Sikira is kind of pulling up her bow again, just in case. She's not knocking it this time, but she's prepped to have it ready and no time.
You and your bow, can't you just relax a moment?
She looks back at you, makes some big eyes, just like, what? And then looks back at whatever the sound was.
I just look confused. What is going on?
And Kiri kind of raises up. She yells out to the forest like, hello? Who's there? And Huron, you can see the figure kind of duck down behind some bushes and hides.
It's just someone shy. Just leave them alone. I'm sure they will approach us eventually.
I have an initiative point, so can I use that for something? Or is that for other things?
It's for battle, most.
It's for battle. Okay.
You want to run and attack the person hiding in the bushes?
I wonder, if it's a person, I could run over and drag him out, like, from him.
It's a person.
Should I use the initiative for that?
You can just do it as like a kind of a surprise round, but if Huron has pointed out where they are, because you didn't see them, you just heard a sound.
So,
You don't know what or where it is.
okay. So, a dice roll or something, or no? Nothing?
You did a dice roll and you failed miserably and looked at the deer instead of the
that's
surroundings.
right, yeah. I meant for like an action roll or something if we were gonna do it, but yeah.
Then it's, I'd guess, a grapple if you want to run up and actually do that. But do you want to run up and tackle the person?
Yeah, if I know where he is, though. Did Huron say?
Did you, Huron?
I did point out the direction.
Okay. So you can go and tackle the bush.
Okay, so I'll tackle the bush.
Yes, then you can roll a die.
Okay.
Where's my papers?
I got a 12. With what's that?
I'll call it strength. Add strength to it.
Oh dear. That's a -1, so 11. Ooh.
Do you have anything in dexterity?
Yes.
What do you have there?
+2.
+2. Let's take dexterity instead, because you're in between woods. You're throwing yourself at a person. Let's call it dexterous.
Cool. So it's 14 then.
14. Yeah, he still managed to get off though.
Okay.
I found it. You were off by 1. But you see this man kind of jump out, and he kind of just like he jumps out at the exact same moment you come, so you just tackle the bush, but you just tackled bush because he's gone. He's standing there. He has a sword in hand and kind of pointing it at you. Now everyone can roll initiative. If you guys want. I'm not sure.
You and me?
This is...
Initiative.
Yeah. You were kind of a surprise round, so this is the initiative.
Boy. Oh.
Yeah, I got a 3. Help. I got a deer on my back. That's probably why. Yeah, that's
Yeah. That's why. Too heavy.
I got a 5.
Oh. Shit. So is this guy gonna attack or is he actually gonna throw it first?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
Let's see. Huron got 5, Bruz got 3. What did you get, Sylvixi?
2. It's the worst dice roll we've had so far. With everyone getting bad dices.
Okay,
But,
let's see. Raya gets 3.
Oh boy.
This is not gonna end well.
Kiri gets 4.
We're gonna die.
And Stranger gets this. So he goes first.
Oh.
Strangely enough, with a 7. This is chaos. Well, he didn't like you trying to tackle him, so he's gonna attack you, Sylvixi.
Shit.
He got a natural 20. He critted you. So,
Holy shit, so I lost 5 what, how much HP is that? Like,
hold on, I need to roll damage.
yep.
Because this is interesting. Hold on, this is it. He had...
The fuck is it cheating?
Because when I'm rolling a die twice, I'll roll the damage, but I can roll the damage die twice. So this is fun. Where is his? This one. 1d6 is what I need. Or 2d6 actually.
We're at the maximum now.
This is my first crit in a while, so this is fun.
How much HP do you have?
Okay, 5
How much?
plus 2, 5, 6, 7.
No.
How much?
He did 10 damage.
Oh, okay, so I'm dead then.
Well, what DBD says is dying. You're, in your death saves. Because he hit you, he has a +3 slashing damage, plus 2d6, which is easy to get 10.
Okay.
So I got exactly 10. So you're unconscious.
Okay. Shit.
He attacked you with his scimitar.
This mission went off early.
Next.
Next is Huron. Because he's just standing there kind of prepped for whatever's gonna happen. He's just like, oh yeah, come on, come get me. He's not moving.
I'm kind of eyeballing him and be like, you want me to come and get you? Because you just touched my boy.
Your girl?
Well, they're both young. I don't really care.
True. Yes.
So what do you do, Huron? You're just gonna stand your ground? Or...
Oh no. I'm running towards him, pulling both my
my daggers.
Okay. Throw away.
Is he like really far away, or can I attack him straight away?
You can attack him straight away. He's within 30 feet.
I get 14 to hit.
Miss.
Damn.
Okay.
He has an armor class of 15, so just missed.
Okay. Then I guess I try to hit him again with my offhand.
Your offhand has some... oh, it's Colin.
Well, this time it's my time to crit.
Ooh, 20?
Yeah.
But disadvantage. Doesn't offhand have disadvantage or something? I can't remember. It's probably fine. It's like a multi-attack, so... Roll your damage.
I get a penalty to added damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can roll your damage.
Yeah, if someone else was engaged with the target, I would be rolling 66 damage right now, but...
Yeah, no. Sylvixi is down and no one else has approached yet. It's not a sneak attack.
I hit for 5 damage.
Okay. He looks just fine. It's like it did nothing. No, it did a little bit though. This seems weird, but this is a character sheet, so I'm going by it.
Bruz, back me up!
I'm on my way. But since I had initiative, when can I use initiative?
When it's your turn. You rolled a 2, so you're on the bottom. So everyone is gonna go around before you, and when it's your turn, you can make a death save to see if you go closer to stabilizing, or if you go closer to actual death.
Okay.
Then it is actually Kiri with the 4.
I am going to wait. I'm still in a position to run, sort of. Just
She
wait, Huron. I'll
she-
be there.
she steps forwards, walking towards him, and just I can't even see my own writing. She walks up and says, "Tyron, what are you doing?" And he kind of lowers his sword like, "Kiri? What are you doing out here? I didn't think this was your woods. Why did you guys just attack me? I don't know where." She looks over to like, you didn't reply. Oh, okay, all good in games then, he says, and kind of just puts his sword back in his belt.
Oh, I didn't even get to attack.
Just looks down at Kiri like, oh, well, I guess I should apologize. He looks questioning over
Good, yeah.
you guys. And Kiri just like backs down back on Sylvixi and like tries to see if you're okay. Or there you're laying bleeding out. And I'll make her roll a medicine, 'cause fun. I want to do this instead of whatever is usually the thing. Okay, she managed to stabilize you, Sylvixi. So you're not dying anymore, but you're not awake. You're still unconscious.
That's cool. Another person to carry, sure.
Here and Sylvixi.
Yeah. Oh well. Tyron is kind of bending over. Is like I can do this, and he just flings you over his shoulder, Sylvixi. It's and you either he doesn't seem too conflicted about what he just did. This is like, oh well, oops, my bad. Okay, let's go. And without saying anything, he just like walks. He doesn't really introduce himself. He doesn't really do anything. He just, okay. Kiri's just standing, just like face palm, just, oh my gosh, I can't believe this dude, I hate him so much, type. You can see that. You don't even need to roll a die for that. You can see that she hates him. Just like, this guy's nuts, and she knows it, and this was the worst thing that could happen right now.
He's gonna die. I'm gonna make sure of that one.
So, says the unconscious elf. You guys, Kiri starts following after, like, okay, well, I guess this is my life now. And Raya follows too.
Well, I guess I follow as well. Picking up the deer again. Because I didn't get to say what I was gonna do, so I'm picking up the deer.
Yeah. I was hoping Kiri would get a little bit later in the in the thing, but she now saw who it was. Stupid person. But yeah, so you guys follow. You walk for a little bit longer. It's turning nighttime. Bruz, you can feel. Just roll me a d20.
Uh-oh. Oh my god!
What?
So now all the bad rolls are coming, right? So I got a 2.
Okay, 2. You're exhausted. You've been carrying this dare for this long. It's so heavy. You're just tripping on your own feet. You're not falling over, but you don't feel you can carry this thing for another minute. It's just too much. As Sylvixi, you're starting to kind of wake up a little bit. You're just dizzy. You can't really sense what's happening, but you're being carried.
Yeah, I'm probably just sitting there. I guess he's walking in front, so I'm just watching the other guys before I kind of, I don't know, pass out again. I don't know how much stamina I have. I don't know. Or should I wake up?
You're starting to wake up. You're kind of over his back, so you can, if you look up, you can see the people behind you, and you know you're being carried, and you can see your full team in front of you. So you don't know who's carrying you. You don't know what happened.
Yes. I'm watching the others, and I'm kind of recognizing the armor the guy who is carrying me is wearing.
Yeah.
So I'm
Leather
kinda
armor-ish.
Not panicking and kind of like struggling, I guess.
When he feels you're struggling, he kind of puts you down. It's like, hey, good, welcome back to the land of the living. Thought we lost you there.
I'm just angrily or mad, trying to pick up my weapon slowly, but I'm still dizzy, so it's like,
Yeah.
yes.
And suddenly just Bruz collapses. Just you've gone it. You've walked enough, Bruz. This is it for you. Your feet can't do anymore.
Everyone is just collapsed.
And Raya's just standing like looking like, okay, I think it's time for us to take a little break here. Maybe sleep so Sylvixi can get her strength back. And Bruz has been carrying this for too long, okay? She looks over to Kiri and the mysterious Tyrant. And they're kind of, they look at each other like, okay, yeah, this should probably camp out for tonight. So everyone, let's roll a nature check for fun to see if you find a good place to camp.
Not a D20.
Always a d20. Every check is a d20. Only damages, or if I say something else, is
I got 20.
20. Ooh, Sylvixi knows the forest. 12 for Huron, 8 for... Okay, Sylvixi,
What's going on today?
you're tired, but you can see some okay spots, but Sylvixi, you find a perfect spot. It's nicely hidden. You can kind of cover up the deer so the blood doesn't smell too much around you. you get a little campfire up and going. And it's just the night is setting in. Huron, you're starting to have a little difficulty seeing around you, so it's probably nice to take a break anyway. And you kind of just sit, and Tyron is kind of looking over the dare. He's starting to carve off a little bit of the meat, prepping it to cook, so you guys could have something to eat when the night is setting. And Raya is sitting down, she's writing down stuff in a little book of hers. And Kiri is keeping watch. What do you guys do?
Well, I'm probably too tired to do anything, so I think I'm just kind of relaxing in a corner or something.
Yeah, you can
Someone
sleep.
falls on his face, breathing heavily. Finally!
Raya, like, hands over a water skin to you, because you sounds like you need some water. Here you go, she says.
I have that. Like, quickly.
You just collapsed. She's trying to help you. She's being nice.
Okay, well, thank you.
She's sharing her stuff with you. She kind of smiles back at you and goes back to writing.
Okay.
Guys just sitting relaxing. Sylvixi, I guess, has fallen asleep. Or,
Probably.
yeah. Bruce, you trying to stay up or you want to sleep as well?
Are you talking to me now?
Yes.
Well, I face planted and tried to drink water. Probably failed that as well.
Roll a d20. Roll a d20.
Oh no.
You're asking for it.
Oh, I got a 20.
Oh, no, you drink that water like a champ. You get every drop.
Contest. Let's go, Huron.
You actually feel a little bit better
Ah,
from that water. You're not as exhausted anymore. Still tired, but you kind of regain a little bit of your strength.
that's good. Maybe I'll keep
Are we going at the drinking contest again?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no milk.
But you know, it wasn't really a contest last time.
It felt like it though. Yeah.
So Tyron finishes cooking the food, and everyone gets a little bit of piece of the dare, of like a leg, just to sit and eat a little bit. And he puts out the fire so that nothing can see you in the dark. And for you who is awake, Kiri kind of comes back to you and says like, okay, we should have someone keeping watch. I can take the first watch if you want to. Who wants to go after me?
I can probably, since I just drank that water like a champ, and got some energy back, I can probably take one shift, yes. Indeed.
Good. Who can take that one after? Raya kind of raises her hand like, okay, I can do it. Who's after me? She says.
I suppose I can go with a good example and take one shift.
Good. And then we wake up the girl, Tyron says, and then I can be after her. He's speaking of you, Sylvixi. Since you're asleep, you're not getting a chance.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not there. Yes.
Kiri looks back like, okay, good. You guys can go to sleep now. I'll keep watch. You guys go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yes. So let me roll a d20. Okay. The night goes, and after a little while, Bruce, you're woken up. So Kiri comes over to you, kind of gently like touches your shoulder. And she says, "It's your turn to keep watch," and she goes over and lays down.
Then I'll try my best, I tell her.
Yes. Then you can roll a d20.
No, please no. I got 12.
12. You can sense something.
No.
There's something... there is something nearby. It doesn't feel like it's something that's going to kill you. But it's a presence nearby that is making itself known without being able to be seen, kind of. And it just lasts a couple of seconds, and then it's gone.
Spooky scare skeletons.
And when you look closer into the, you can kind of see something white or silver just kind of flash by really quickly, and before it's gone, and you can't sense anything anymore.
I wake up Kiri, that was her name again, right?
Yeah.
And tell her just what I felt and saw. Because she's been in this woods before.
Yeah. She looks over to you. You kind of see her face become a little bit pale. And she kind of looks around, and she kind of grabs your arm, just pulling you pulling you closer to her. Not in like the embrace type of thing, but like, come here, I need to tell you something and not wake the others, kind of. Did you see her? It's known as she's known as a kind of forest spirit around here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You were lagging out.
Yeah. She's there is a forest spirit that's known around these places. She walks the land. No one has really seen her or interacted with her before, but I don't really know what she does. She has not done anything bad up until this, as far as I know, but the only thing I know is she's a powerful being and we should be careful around her. Are you sure of what you saw? You're not just...
It was kind of blurry. Just felt the presence. I saw something for a split of a second. I can't say for sure.
Okay.
I'll wake you up again if I see something.
Yeah, please do.
Or feel the presence again.
Yeah, do that. And
I'll sit back again.
she lets go and she goes back to her spot. She looks a little bit like flustered. Doesn't really know what to do or think or say. But she lays back down and she falls asleep. The rest of the night goes peaceful. Nothing happens anymore. And it is time for Raya's shift.
Okay. I'll wake her up, tap her slowly. Or not slowly, but
Yeah.
not that hard.
She's really fast asleep.
Oh no. I'd start shaking her.
She wakes up. she kind of like makes a little bit sound of like, okay, what's happening? And she's...
It's your time. Your shift.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. And she goes to like sits prepped up and starts looking around. Just, you can go to sleep. I got this.
And I whisper her that I have felt the presence. I have seen something. If you see or feel that sort of presence, wake Kiri up. Tell her.
Oh, okay. You sure it's safe to be here? Should we?
I don't know.
If there's something around here, shouldn't we? Wait.
She said it haven't hurt anyone yet.
Oh, so
I don't know.
you talked to Kiri?
Yes.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me. Yes.
Fast asleep.
Yep.
Like a rock.
Yes. And after a little while, time goes. Raya goes over to Huron, and she wakes you up.
Can't I just get some rest for these old bones?
Shh. She says like, it's your turn to watch over. You've gotten your sleep, and you're gonna sleep more. You said you were gonna take the watch. She looks kind of confused.
Alright. I'll be up in 5 seconds.
She just stands over you, like waiting. Like, okay, I'm waiting.
Actually, it's 5 seconds after you move a little bit back.
She takes a half a step back.
Quite a bit back.
She just rolls her eyes and goes to her spot and lays down, but she's watching you. She's like, okay, I'm not going to bed before you.
Stand up and go and take my watch.
Okay. Then you can roll a d20. And when Raya falls asleep, a little time passes by. She doesn't say anything though, because she's too annoyed.
It's the net one.
Not one, okay. You see nothing happens, nothing interesting whatsoever. The night goes by, that's it. And then it's time for Sylvixi's shift. You actually, Huron, you fell asleep for a little while there while you were trying to keep watch. So you don't actually know if anything happened, but, well, everyone's alive, so, well, next person.
So do I just wake up by myself, or I finally wake up?
Yeah, Huron woke up again. No, actually, I can say, Sylvixi, you woke up and you see that Huron is asleep.
Yeah.
Let's say that, not one.
Slowly walking over, like patting him. Weren't you supposed to watch out?
Oh, my back is hurting. I need to sleep some more.
Go sleep, old man. If I can take over.
Okay, Sylvixi, you can roll a d20. Huron, you just fall straight asleep again right after.
So, 9.
9?
Yeah,
You can...
probably tired still.
You're tired. You can... Like Huron, you can feel a presence. You can feel that it's something out there. Something strong, powerful. Maybe not dangerous, but you're not really sure. You don't see anything though. And after a little, like after just a couple of seconds, it's gone.
Yeah, that's a little worrying though. I get a little shiver and I kind of bump into Kiri, I guess.
Yeah.
Like to ask to say that I sensed a presence because no one's told me about what's going on, so I'm just trying to inform that again, kind of.
Yeah. Kiri wakes up and starts looking around, and she tells you like, "Okay, stay here. I'll go look. Okay?"
Are you sure you want to go alone?
Yeah, I'm used to these woods. You guys aren't. I'll be fine. But just keep watch over them, right? Okay?
I look a little worried, but I sense that I'm too tired to do anything, so I'm just kind of
Yeah.
falling down, like sitting down. I'm okay.
You can feel she's a little scared. But she's trying to keep calm and like, okay, I need to investigate this type look. She's bracing herself and asking like, okay, where did you feel it come from?
I point one direction. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I point
Yes.
where I sensed it.
She just like, okay, and she preps her bow and she starts walking. She's just holding it. She's not like aiming. She's just holding it just in case. And you see her walk. She walks off, and she's out of sight.
Yeah, I'm slowly, again, I'm a little tired, so I'm crouching over to Bruce to wake him up, because I know he was the first shift or something. Yeah, I think, yeah. So
As soon as you turn, as soon as you turn to Bruce,
yeah.
you see just right above him is there's someone standing there.
Oh shit.
There's it's a female. She looks nice. She's looking at you like she cocks her head. She's smiling. She's wearing a kind of silver dress, and you can see. You have dark vision, so you can see her. You kind of a pattern of scales, really weak and not everywhere, but you can see a little bit like on her hands, on her face. She has long, dark brown hair, and she's just standing there looking at you, not moving. It's kind of like a silvery white, flowy dress she's wearing.
Yeah, that's really worrying, actually. I'm, I'm getting scared in the middle of the night. I don't know if I can trust her, though. I'm scared.
And after you like blink 5 times, she's gone.
Holy shit, okay. Yeah, I think I started, like, kind of small yelling, like a little, not yelling, but kind of trying to get him up, calling out Bruce's name, like, Bruce, wake up. Yeah.
Bruce, what's your passive perception?
So I will roll, I guess.
Passive is what you have without rolling.
Oh, okay. 11.
Passive, where is that?
Good question. I can't find it.
Okay,
Passive,
there it is.
oh.
Yeah, I found it.
Passive perception.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. You wake up. You hear something. You hear Sylvixi panicking.
What is it now? I really want to sleep, please.
Huron, what's your passive?
Yeah, I'm looking worried at you, and still calling out a little, to make sure you get that it was something.
Huron, you also wake up from Sylvixi's quiet yelling.
What is it? Has something happened?
All this noise.
Well, I start trying to describe what I saw, but I'm a little shocked still, so I'm trying to, like, I'm standing there like, yeah, dress, hair, brown, pink. 5 seconds that it was gone, I don't know. Ghost.
Did you just... No, wait, you didn't just see what I saw on my shift, did you?
Yeah, but she was standing right over here, like, she almost touched you, like, what?
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
This is dangerous. Where is Kiri?
You should be flattered when a woman tries to touch you.
I can understand that, Huron, but this is another matter. This is a ghost, sort of powerful one. I think that was Kiri. Kiri's
I'm starting to poke out, like, Kiri is there, and I poke.
No, Kiri has gone into the woods, but Tyron and Raya is still asleep. Kiri isn't there.
Yeah, Kiri's gone. Yeah.
She's gone.
Kiri, where did she go? Which
Yeah,
direction?
I start pointing where I sensed, where she went off to. I'm
Wake
asking,
the others
like,
up.
yeah.
I'm going to go look for her.
Okay,
I
I'll wake them
slowly
up.
walk over the direction.
Yeah, I'll wake them up in the meantime.
Yeah. So Raya wakes up. Do you wake Tyron or do you let him sleep?
I think I wake him up, even
Okay.
though I fucking hate him. Yeah.
You slap him. right?
Yeah, that's like really hard. We can be a little, yeah.
He wakes up with like he kind of just jerks up and he tries to grab your hand while you're after the slap. He fails miserably. And he rolls a 5 for the grapple. He's like, What did you do that for?" He's kind of loud. He looks like around at you. I was like, "Why is everyone awake? If it's my shift, then just I can do it. I don't need everyone to watch over me." We're missing 2. He kind of like his eyes narrow and he's looking around like, what is happening? Did you lose some? He just looks over at you, Sylvixi, that like basically asking you, did you get them killed? Come on. This is your first night.
Yeah, I'm looking annoyed at him and I'm just telling him that no, something happened and I wait to see if there is something over there. I told him about the ghost and yeah.
He starts
What's happening?
when you tell him about the ghost, he starts laughing. Just like really loud, like you believe those ghost stories? Really? How old are you? You 6?
I'm starting to get really annoyed.
He just can't contain his laughter. He doesn't believe in this for a second. It's like, okay, if you went over to check, what's over there then? Did you get spooked by this ghost? Ooh. He's making fun of me as much as he can. That's actually for fun. Do this. Ooh, yeah, he's laying it on thick.
Yeah, I'm holding my hand like kind of holding me from trying to punch him again. But yeah, I'm trying to be the bigger person.
He's kind of like laying his hands on your shoulder, like just laughing, just trying to keep himself up and not collapsing. Just like, okay, wake me again when it's my shift, and he just lays back down to sleep and tries to stop laughing.
Yeah, someone should hold me. I'm starting to think about killing him in his sleep.
I'm already gone, so I can't help you there.
We already held hands for a while. I don't mind doing some more.
Bruce,
Yeah.
Bruce, you can roll a d20 for me. You can add your perception.
My perception. Okay. No.
Hmm?
No.
What did
Can I
you?
roll again?
No. What did you roll?
I got a 1. Oh. And then perception, that is 2.
That's still a 1. It's a crit fail.
Help me.
So you cannot find Kiri, and you hear some laughter, but it's all around you. You have no idea where it's from. It's like the woods are laughing at you.
Oh no.
And you-
make him scream like that's the crit. That's
No.
You have lost your direction. You got turned around. You don't even really know where you came from.
Okay.
You're lost in the misty woods.
I try to, what should I say, whisper, scream, whisper loudly, like, Kiri. Where is she? Like,
She didn't roll too well either, so she doesn't hear you.
shit. Where is she?
She's gone. She disappeared into the woods.
And what is this laughter? Am I going insane? Perhaps.
So you guys back at camp. You know you've made a lot of sound. Raya is looking a little bit scared and a little bit confused, like she doesn't really know what to believe. And just said, okay, we need to get Kiri and Bruz back. Where did they go? She looks at you, Sylvixi.
Where they went off to?
Where did they go? We can't just have them.
Well, I point in the direction where I told Kiri and Bruz, and I look angrily at the idiot.
He's asleep.
Okay. Yeah.
He has fallen asleep. Already. Took him 2 seconds. Okay. Raya picks up like a piece of rope and just holds onto it like and just puts it in the middle of the floor like, okay, I'll go out. I can have this as a direction back in case anything should happen.
It's fine.
And she starts walking off.
Yes.
Let's see here. What do you guys do back at camp? It's just you, Huron, and Sylvixi, and the douche.
I'm looking at my weapon and the idiot. Kind of like, should I not? No, I'm sitting down, trying to calm down, and just trying to have a conversation with Huron, I guess, to stay sane. Yeah.
Yes. So after
Probably what.
a little while, while you're walking,
Yes, let's hope so.
so after a little while, Bruce, while you're walking lost in the woods, you can kind of you hear Raya calling out for you and Kiri. And you kind of get the direction she's coming from.
Okay.
Like, Bruce, Kiri, you out there? Can you hear me?
I slowly start to walk in that direction because I probably can't see as well. It's dark.
You have dark vision, so you can't actually see. Huron is the only one.
So
Huron and Kiri and Tyron is the ones who can't see, actually.
I go over to where I heard the voice. Should I roll for that as well?
Sure.
Oh no.
Well, you asked.
16.
16, yeah. You managed to find where the sound is coming from. And you can also start to see Raya.
Why are you over here?
I was
All by yourself?
trying to find you. I couldn't let you go out here alone. You have to get back to camp, but do you know where Kiri is?
No, I haven't found her yet. Or found.
No,
I
she
got lost.
That's
Losing
okay.
my sanity over some laughter sounds.
Oh no, that was Tyron. Sylvixi saw, and he didn't take it that well, if you can call that. He doesn't believe us. But well, Kiri knows this woods. She can find us. Just come back with me. We can join in the group, and she'll be back.
And
Hopefully.
I follow.
Yes. So you get back to the camp, and meet up. Everyone is back again. And has anything interesting been said between you, Sylvixi, and Huron while they were gone?
We've been talking about, or at least from my end, I can make him slowly die in his sleep. That's my...
Just had some poison you slowly dripping into his mouth.
No, I think we're just chatting and kind of trying to have, just, I don't know, a normal conversation about Huron. What are we talking about?
Well, I'm trying to tell you that maybe, and just maybe, you're holding a bit of a grudge.
Yes. I can accept that. Yeah.
Yeah. So after a little while, Raya and Bruz comes back and kind of sit a little while, waiting for Kiri to come back. And it's not long before it's daytime, but everyone can roll a perception check.
Okay.
Raya has fallen asleep.
Perception or deception?
Perception.
3.
Bruce has is dozing off or having trouble staying awake.
I got 10.
10. Okay. Huron?
Got the 20.
20. Huron.
You're wide awake.
Alright.
I'm quite rested actually. I slept for so long.
You're all back to max. You gotten enough sleep, but Huron, you can hear something coming closer, and it has it sounds like it might have a little bit. It's either a lot of people, or it's one thing that has a little bit too many legs. And you can start seeing up in the treetops
It's a
some
good way to
red
stop
eyes.
now because it's a good cliffhanger.
Exactly, that was what I was aiming for. And
Okay.
there we will end the episode.
Ooh. Huron? You gotta say what?
The one without the night vision can just about see the glint of red eyes at the top of the trees.
I haven't lived this long by trying to save everyone. I should just run.
You old man. Don't leave us.
Well,
Yes,
that was cool.
Yes.
Nice.
got a little bit less time than I was thinking of to get stuff done, but we got some stuff done.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was
Yeah,
That was
easy
nice.
for us. So hopefully my computer wants to work for next time.
yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
Or at least we have a setup we can work with now, even so.
Yeah,
Nice.
a backup.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nice. Does anyone have a next date in mind?
I think we can talk about that off stream when
Yeah.
when things fit. If there's anything you guys want to ask about anything that's happening, anything you want to tell, announce, whatnot. Since we're now streaming in different places.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's much more. I'm still. It's been a while, but I'm still working on my story. That's cool.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
No. I've been working a little on it. It's a while since last time now. I have to sit down and write some more. But yeah, it's fun. This was really cool. Great story so far. Yeah. Nice.
You like the ghost or whatever who I made her not too many days ago because I figured out I wanted a little bit of a twist to this. So it's not the last you'll see of her, I can promise that.
Of course. That's good to hear, I guess. Yeah. Nice
Well,
for that.
it depends.
Nice. Well, thanks for this story time session.
Yes.
Was cool. So, thank you for everyone watching. It's real nice. If there was anyone watching, I hope it was. Yeah.
I think it was one at least watching me who probably hopefully went over to your channel to watch there, because mine was garbage.
See how yours is doing?
So thank you, Sylvixi, for letting me